Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to install your Windows on your Acer laptop. This one is an Acer Predator Helios 500 series, and I made a video how to create your Windows 10 USB boot drive and how to install the Windows properly. But in this video I'm going to show you guys how to boot it up from your USB Windows 10 or Windows 11 USB boot drive. And there's sometimes from the default you cannot boot it straight. You need to turn on F12 boot options. So I'm gonna go over those options right now. So let's try to see if I can put the screen back a little bit and I can focus on it. So what we're gonna do right now, first we're gonna power on the laptop and we're gonna hold down delete and tap between F2 F1 to get to the BIOS. So we're gonna keep doing this once power on. So we're going to power on and we're going to keep doing this one. F2, F1 and hold down on delete. And until we get to the Windows boot menu, to the BIOS. We're going to keep doing it. There we go. Now you're going to press escape and now you're going to get the information for the laptop, everything we have in here. So what are we going to do first? Let me just connect the battery, the charger. First, we want to go over to the main option by the clicking arrow. On the main option, we want to go down. It says F12 boot menu. We want to enable this one. So you want to go down. On F12, you want to press enter and you want to make sure it is enabled. Once it is enabled, you want to go on the exit and save. But before we do that, before we click on an exit and save, let me see if it is going to focus or not. It should focus right there somewhere. So let me get that right there. If I put my hand there, it's going to focus. So yeah. So I'm going to plug in the USB to any USB port charge, and we are going to click save and exit. And once we do that, once we restart, we're gonna keep pressing on F12. Exit yes, and we're gonna be tapping on F12 until we get a boot menu option. So we're gonna keep tapping on it and keep tapping it. So we should get a logo any second. So there's a Predator. We're gonna keep tapping. I'm keep tapping on F12, and then once we see this one, we're going to let go. It's going to say number 2 is my USB Kingston data travel. So we're going to go down and we're going to choose that one and we're going to press enter. Now it's going to boot up through my USB drive and it's going to take us to the Windows installation folder. Installation process. So there we have it. So we're going to wait a few seconds and there we have it. So right now we're going to choose next, English, next, and install now. Now it's setting up some stuff, so we're just gonna wait. It is very fast to install Windows in here. It's super fast. It takes like 4 or 5 minutes, and you are inside the window with no problem. In here, we're gonna choose I accept the terms and next. In here, you wanna make sure you choose custom. Now you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff in here, like a data system. You have drive 0, drive 1. So the drive 0 is my mechanical drive, which is 1 terabyte. And I have a 256 gig SSD. So when I'm going to click on drive 1, I'm going to clicking delete. I'm going to delete anything that shows delete icon active. I'm just going to delete on them. So I want to have drive 0 and drive 1. So click on it, delete. And if this one is, I click on this one, I can't click this, so I'm just gonna go to next, drive 1 and delete. So I should be left over with drive 0. I can either delete drive 0, doesn't make any difference, and I should have drive 1, which is my SSD 256 gig, is already deleted, so there's no more delete options in his grayed out. Once the delete option is grayed out on your drive 1, which is your SSD, you just want to click next. You don't want to install your Windows on your mechanical drive, otherwise it's going to be really slow. So click next. And now it's gonna go through the installation step, and it should be really fast because an NVMe drive, and you should be inside it. It's gonna do a few restarts. It should be taking you to the welcome screen and a few other configuration. I'm gonna show you guys the proper way of doing those configuration in order to avoid those bloatwares. It's very important you follow the steps. So I'm just gonna fast forward this part. It's gonna do a one or twice. It's gonna restart, and it's gonna take you to welcome screen. So there is gonna ask, it's gonna do an automatic restart. You can just do it manually. It's gonna restart. The battery is low, so I should plug in the battery. So you should have had it plugged in. So let's see if it's gonna continue the setup or no. It is continuing with the setup. And there we are inside the welcome screen, and it's just gonna start focusing right now once we get something in the screen. So you wanna make sure when you get a Cortana thing, you just wanna shut down Cortana, click mute on a Cortana. I can't bend it over too much because of the charger cable at the back. So let me see if it's gonna focus. So we're just gonna wait for Cortana go to manual because we put a mute. Now in here it's gonna choose US EU region, click next. And your keyboard layout US, next. And add second keyboard layout, skip. And in here, do not choose your Wi-Fi. Be like, I don't have, it says right here, I don't have internet access. You want to click I don't have internet access because there's a reason. I'll explain why. Do not cable internet connection, or don't put cable or connect to your Wi-Fi. Just click I don't have internet. And continue with the limited setup right in here. Click on this one. And you want to remove, put your name, Acer, click next, put a password if you want to put a password, or just click press enter if you want to leave it blank. Remove all these checks because you don't want to give your advertisement ID and location, everything like that. So we're going to remove all those checks in here and click accept and click not now. And it should take you to a desktop in a second. And the reason that we don't connect to the internet right away and we try to stay offline because we don't want to get those bloatwares, those Candy Crush, extra publicity affiliated programs installed on the computer. We want to remove those before we connect it to the internet. So we're just going to wait a few seconds. We should be inside the desktop in a few seconds. So there we are inside the desktop right now. So I'm gonna go over quickly before we connect it to the internet. We wanna go to start menu. And we wanna remove all these arrows that we see. There's a whole bunch of them in here. You wanna right click and unpin them. Just right click and click. Let me see, it's gonna focus right now. I need to focus. So we need to right click on it and click unpin from the start. So do this to all these arrows because once you get an internet connection, if they're not unpinned, they're gonna start being downloaded on your computer. So when you wanna do this one right away, just unpin them. And right after this, now you can go ahead and connect to your Wi-Fi, with the cable, with the Wi-Fi, whatever you want. And then you wanna go to Windows settings and do your Windows update, and it will download all the drivers and everything like that. Again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out to install your Windows for your Acer Predator laptop. If you have any question or request, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.